everybody, welcome to episode 4 of our Minecraft series in Scratch. Today we're going to be adding Steve into the game. So first we'll start off by going into our costumes. We're going to be making a hitbox for our grass cube. Let's duplicate our grass, and I'll call this hitbox, and we're going to be coloring this whole thing in with red. And then just draw a rectangle that covers the exact size of our block. Now that we have a hitbox for grass, we have to make a variable to detect which objects that the player collides with. Let's go to our variables tab and make a variable called block. I'll click for this sprite only and let's press OK. Now, when we started to clone, let's set block to grass. And I'm just going to delete this block here so we won't be needing it. Now let's go to our events tab and drag out when I receive message 1. I'll change this to when I receive collisions and then press OK. So when we receive collisions, let's switch our costume to our block. Now let's drag out another when I receive message 1, and I'll make a new message called hitbox. Okay, let's check if the block is equal to nothing. So I'll just delete the 50 in here and leave it with blank. So block is blank, then let's switch costume to mine. If this isn't, let's switch costume to hitbox. So what that will do, if we are the mining cursor, then we won't switch to hitbox. But if we are, then we will. Okay, now we just need to broadcast. So when green flags click forever, broadcast hitbox. And broadcast collisions and make sure they go in right after each other. Go to front. Alright, now we're here, let's make our player. I'm going to upload a sprite and I'm going to choose Steve. The first thing you notice when you press the green flag is Steve is huge. He's 2 blocks high, so we'll drag in when green flag clicked. Set size 29 when green flag is clicked. And let's reset the position by going to X0, Y 100. And let's go back to the back layer. We'll be needing a few variables. Let's make an X variable for this. And then we'll make a Y variable. And then an airtime for this sprite only. And lastly, Y velocity for this sprite only. Now let's make a block called update. And then I'll click run without screen refresh. Inside of our update, we'll be having our gravity. So let's drag out change Y velocity by -2. And then we'll also need to detect if we could jump or not. So let's drag out if key space press. And we'll also need to detect if we're on the ground. So let's drag out if airtime is less than 4 right here. And then if it is, we can jump. So let's set Y velocity to 15. Now let's make a block called X, and I'll add an input called amount, and I'll click run without screen refresh. Now we'll be changing the X depending on which way we're moving. So let's drag out change X by amount. Now let's make a new block called position, and we won't need run without screen. Inside of this block, we'll just go to our motion category and drag out go to X, 0, and Y. And inside these inputs, we'll be dragging in our variables X and Y. So after we change X by amount, let's drag out their position block. Now we just need to detect if we're colliding with the floor, and we need to stop ourselves from moving through the wall. Let's if then, and we need to detect if we're touching the hitbox. And previously we made the hitbox red, so let's change this to color red and let's drag out repeat 8. Let's move ourselves up by changing Y by 1, and that will need a position block. So if not touching color red, then we are not touching the ground anymore. Let's stop ourselves from moving any further by using a stop this script. So let's move back down by using a change Y by -8 since we moved up 8. Let's move back down 8. Let's repeat until not touching color red. So I'm just going to duplicate this block and we'll need to move ourselves out of the wall. Luckily, we have this amount, the amount we moved inside of the wall, so we can reverse ourselves by moving out of the wall. So if we're moving forward, let's drag out if amount is more than 0, then we must have moved to the right. So let's move back out to the left by using change X by -1. Let's move back out to the right. But by using change X by 1, and then we need a position below this if else. Okay, that's it for our movement, left and right. So to test this out, let's drag out our X block, and here's where we can move left and right. Let's go to operators and drag out a multiply block and the second output 8. And here we're going to be using our player input. So I'm going to drag out a minus block, and this is a pretty simple way to get an input for the left or right arrow keys. We'll use key right arrow press minus key left arrow press times 8. Finally, let's drag out the when I receive hitbox. We need to update event position. Now, we just need to reset our X variables back to 0 when the green flag is clicked. So let's just drag out set X to 0 and set Y to 100 since that's where our default position is going to be. And lastly, set Y velocity to 0. So, great, now we just need Steve to fall. Let's make a block called Y. Let's add in an input called amount and let's click run without screen refresh. Let's first change airtime by 1 and then change Y by amount. Then we need his position block. And first we need to stop the player from moving inside of the ground. So let's drag out repeat until not touching red. So if we're moving up, then we need to move ourselves down. Let's detect if amount is more than 0. Then if it is, we need to move down. We change Y by -1. And if we're moving down, we need to change Y by 1. So we move out the ground and then we need to set our time to 0. Then finally, we need to position block and we need to set the Y velocity back to 0. Okay. update block, let's drag out Y, and then I'll go to my variables and drag out Y velocity. Before we press play, we need to make a hitbox for our player. And let's right click on Steve, press duplicate, and I'll call this hitbox. I'll select the rectangle tool and I'll change the fill to it. Doesn't actually matter, I'll change it to red. Then let's draw a hitbox that only surrounds his body. We don't need it to cover his arms. And then let's delete his arms. So now we have our hitbox. Let's go back to the code and drag out when I receive hitbox, switch costume to hitbox. And then when I receive collisions, we need to switch back to the Steve costume. Let's go back to our block sprite. And I'll find if can place is true. Let's quickly drag out an if then and detect if we are not touching Steve. Now we'll be fixing this part where I disappear when I touch the left wall. So it's just really simple. This block was in the wrong place. Thank you for watching and bye. Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the Minecraft series. Today we're going to be adding placing to our Minecraft game. So the first thing we're going to do is fix a couple of bugs. The first is to drag change sign by pick random and put it before repeat. And then we'll drag out this stamp block along with the show and hide block. And we're going to be replacing this with a create clone of myself. Then I'm going to drag out when I start as a clone and put a show and then switch costume to grass. Let's test this out and you'll see it looks almost exactly the same. But the world generation is a lot bigger. And now we'll be using clones. We can drag blocks around and modify them instead of when we're using pen, and we can't. Okay, let's get to mining. We need to store the positions of the block in a list. Let's make a list and I'll call it blocks. And I'll make sure this is for all sprites and press OK. Before we can create a clone of myself, let's drag out 2 add things to block in the list. And instead of thing, we're going to be adding the position of. So I dragged out X position to blocks and a Y position to blocks. Now when we press the green flag, you'll see that our list is now full of blocks. Position. We need this list to detect if we can place a block or mine a block. In fact, let's make those variables now. I'll make a variable called can mine, and I'll make another one called can place. After we create the world, let's drag out a forever loop. And the first thing we'll need to do is show our mining cursor on the screen. Let's go to our costume. Let's make a new block and I'll call this go to mouse. This block right here will help us know which block we are selecting. Let's drag out a go to block and we want to move to mouse X and mouse Y. Before we can test this out, let's drag out a show block. We also need to drag out our go to block. When we press the green flag, you'll see that our black square shows up on the screen. But the thing is that it's moving exactly with our mouse instead of sticking to the black grid that we have here in our go to mouse block. Let's go to operators and drag out a round block. and a multiply block, and a divide block. And I'm going to piece them together just like this. Let's input some values for the second divide. For the first one, I'm going to put 32, and I'm going to put 32 in here too. Then let's drag in mouse X, and then let's right click on the block and press duplicate. So we have 2, and instead of mouse X, I'll put mouse Y. Then I'll snap these back together in the go to block. When we press the green flag, you'll see that our cursor is indeed snapping to the grid, but it's a little offset. This is caused by our create world block. I'll type in -224 and -16, and I'll also replace this one down here to -16. Now you'll see that our cursor is no longer offset. So we have our cursor, but we still can't mine the blocks. First, we need a way to detect if we can place a block or if we can mine a block. Let's make a block, and I'll call it place. And I'll click run without. We'll need to loop through the entire block list and find out which positions are already taken and which ones aren't. Let's first make a variable. I'll call it I and click for this sprite only. Then I'll set I to 1. And then let's repeat length of blocks to see if our position is already taken. Let's compare our values in our X position with the values in our block list. Let's set I to 1, and then let's repeat length of blocks to see if our position is already taken. Let's compare our values in our X position with the values in our block list. If X position is equal to item I of blocks, if we have detected a block on X position, let's also see if we detected a block on our Y position. We need to make sure that's exactly the same. So to do this, I'll add 1 to I, and then I'll change this to Y position. That means we can't place a block. Let's set can place to false, and let's not move any further. And then we'll put a stop this script at the end. Let's really quickly add in a change I by 2 and a set can place to true. Here comes the fun part, where we can actually place a block. I'll go to our forever loop and let's drag out our can place block. So this will be forever detecting if we can place a block. Let me add a can place is true. So if mouse down, then let's repeat until we're not pressing the mouse. So repeating until not mouse down. Then let's go to the mouse and let's check if we can place, and then if we can let's check if we can place, and then if we can place. So if can place is true, we'll need to create our block and our create world. We are ready to create a clone right here. So we can simplify this into one block instead of 3 lines. I'll make a block called create block at. And I'll add an input for X and another one for Y. Okay. And then I'll just drag this out and put inside of our create block at. And then I'll delete the X position and the Y position inputs. And then I'll drag in our X and Y instead. Replace this inside of our create world block, and I'll put in X position and Y position. We'll do the same for her right here. So we'll create block at, and I drag in our X and Y position. So you'll see that if we click, we can place a block. So that's it for episode 2, and make sure to stay tuned for episode 3, where we'll get to mining blocks, and make sure to stay subscribed. Hey guys, and today we're gonna be making a dessert clicker. It's like a clicker game, except you switch the type of food you click when you reach a certain amount of points. First, we're gonna start off by deleting the scratch cat, and then we're gonna go to paint and start importing our costumes. So I have downloaded cake, and I've downloaded M&M cookies. And then I also have a chocolate chip cookie. So now I'm going to remove the backgrounds from all of them. On the cake, all I have to do is remove the candles and the plate. And then for the cookie, I have to remove the background image. And then the M&M cookie just has a white background. But now for the cake, it has a pixel background. So now I'm going to really quickly choose one more, so we have 5 desserts. And it's going to be the muffin. So now I'm going to drag it into the order I want it. So first I want the muffin, then I want the cake, and then I want the M&M cookie, and then I want the chocolate chip cookie, and then I want the cake last because it's the most delicious one. Alright, now we're going to start coding. So first we're going to start off with a green flag clicked. Switch costume to muffin A. Forever. If then, inside the forever, we're going to go to operators and drag out equals 50. And then we're going to make a variable and call it dessert. And then another one called timer. So we're going to set the desserts equal 25. So that means the number of desserts. I'm going to duplicate it and put it at the bottom, and then I'm going to change it to 50. And then I'm gonna change this to the cookie M&M. Duplicate it again. Put this as 75. And then set this one to cookie. Not the cookie M&M. I'm gonna duplicate it for the last time. Set the desserts equal 100. And switch costume to cake. Alright, so that's for switching the costumes when the score changes. Yeah, so now we're gonna start for the reaction when we click it. So we're gonna go when this bright click, set size to 125. We're gonna animate a little animation and then wait 0.1 seconds. Then we're gonna put another set size at the bottom, except put it as set size to 100. And then another when this bright clicked. And then we're gonna put change desserts by 1 under it. So now we're gonna drag out when green flag clicked and set desserts to 0. So this is a simple cookie clicker, but I want to change it a little bit. So I'm gonna add a timer and a you win and a you lose. So basically it's gonna be a cookie clicker, but you have to click really fast, and if you don't finish a number of clicks in time for the timer, then you lose. So I'm gonna drag out when green flag clicked, set timer to 0, and then I'm gonna change it to 30. And then I'm gonna put a wait 1 second under it, a forever 2. And then I'm going to go to variables and put change timer by -1 inside the forever. And then I'm going to put a wait 1 second. And then I'm gonna put you win at the bottom. And then are you lose. So I'm gonna drag out an if then, an equals 50, another equals 50, an and a not. And I'm just gonna start putting them together. So equals 50 goes in the and, not, another equals 50 goes into the not, and then the not goes into the and. So now we're gonna put timer equals 0 and not desserts equal 100. So if timer equals 0 and the desserts aren't up to 100 yet, it says you lose and it stops all. And then if desserts equal 100, say you win. Oh, so there's a simple bug. It's just that I put a U in under the desserts equals 75. So I'm going to take it out, and then we'll do it again. Good. So now we will test this out. So it works perfectly, and here is our game. Perfect. Thank you for watching, and bye.
This is Minecraft. And this is also Minecraft. And this is what we'll be making today. Hey guys, and today we're going to be making a Minecraft game in Scratch. So what I'm going to do first is paint a sprite. And then I'm going to upload a costume. And I'm going to use grass. Alright, now the width is 32 by 32. And that will be useful later on. Alright, so what I'm going to do is make a block. I'm going to call this Make World. Okay. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is put and make a few variables. So first I'm going to delete my variable and make a variable. I'm going to make like 4 variables. So one, let's put world Y. And world F. Okay. They're both for all sprites. Now we're going to put world offset. For all sprites. And world and SIN for this sprite only. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is go to events when green flag clicked. Then I'm going to go to variables. So I'm going to put world F, world Y. So I'm going to put all variables but SIN. Alright, now make world. Now when we click the green flag, it's going to go to here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is at the beginning of the code, set SIN to 0. And then go to X, Y, and put this one, minus 225, minus 165. Okay? Okay. Now we're going to go to the extensions, and I'm going to choose pen. Alright, so erase all. And then repeat 15. I'm going to put 10 right here and 15 right here. Okay. Now set Y to Y. So I'm going to go here. Set Y to, and I'm going to put here, minus 165. Just like right here. Alright, now on the bottom one, I'm going to make this monstrous block. Alright, okay, here we go. So basically what we're going to be doing is basically all in the operators category and variables. Alright, so first I'm going to put abs of, I'm going to change this to sin. There it goes. And put inside of sign one of those star blocks. I'm gonna put another one, and then finally a plus. Drag that in there. Okay, now let's put some of our variables in there. So we're basically going to put all of these. First, I'm going to put sign. Then I'm going to put world F. Then I'm going to put world Y. I'm going to put world offset Y. Okay, now we're going to all drag this up. We're going to drag this. We're going to all drag this all in to here. Alright, now I'm going to put show. Oops, I put it in the wrong one. I could just select this. Okay. There. Now we're going to put show. We're going to go to pen and stamp. Now we're going to go to looks and hide. Then we're going to go back to pen. Oh no. We're going to go to motions. And we're going to put Y 32. And also right here I'm going to put 1, 3, and 5. Alright, now we're going to put change sign by 1 and set X to 32. Set X to 32. Alright, now we're going to try this out. Okay, so I found out the mistake after looking through my code, and it was actually supposed to be change X by 32, and now it works. So if you change the world Y, hold on, let me put this back. I was just experimenting with something. So world Y is 1. World F is 3, and world offset Y is 5. Yeah, okay. So, after experimenting, I finally found out what happened. I forgot to put the change X by 32 instead of set X to 32. Alright, and that's how you make a Minecraft in Scratch.
Today we're going to be making a game where people fall from an and you have to catch them in some like bowl. So first we're going to delete the cat, then we're going to go to costumes and see if we can find people. So I'm going to select character 2. So now I'm going to go to costumes and count how many costumes we have. So we have 10 costumes, and that's good. So now we're going to go to code and then set the size to 50. Now we're going to start painting our airplane. There, we are done with our airplane now. Let's go back to code and so now I'm going to set the size to 75 on the airplane. Now we're going to start coding. So we're going to start with a one green flag clicked, forever. And then so now we're going to drag the plane where we want it to start off. I want mine to start off at the top left corner of the screen. After you do that, it resets the X and Y position to where the plane is or sprite. So I'm going to drag out go to X, Y. So now mine says mine is 197 and Y is 60. And then now I'm gonna drag out glide 1 second, but it says mine is 179 and Y 60, which is where my plane is right now. So I'm gonna take the plane and drag it to the other side of the screen, and then drag out a new glide 1 second, and this time it will say glide 1 second to X 230 and Y 40. Now I'm going to go to operators and drag out pick random 1 to 10 so I can pick random how fast it goes across the screen. I'm going to set it to pick random 1 to 4. So we're done coding the airplane and now we can move on to coding the people. So now we're gonna start coding the people. Like always, we're gonna start off when green flag clicked, forever, and then an if then in the middle. And then we're gonna add a show right under the forever. Then add a change Y by -10. Then we're gonna go back to motion and drag out Y position. Then we're going to go to operators and drag out is smaller than -170. And we're going to put the Y position in that blank space. Then I'm going to go to motion and drag out go to sprite 1. And then set Y to 180. Good, that's perfect. And then I'm going to go to operators and drag out pick random 1 to 10. Then I'm going to go to looks and drag out switch costume. Okay, great. We're done coding our people falling. So now we're going to move on to drawing the cushion. So I'm done drawing the cushion. Now we're gonna start coding. When green flag clicked for like the 1000th time, and then we're gonna go to motion and drag out go to x minus 19 minus 121, and then drag out a forever under all of that, and then 2 if thens, and then we're gonna put a key space pressed in both of them and change the first one to left arrow and the second one to right arrow. Next, we're gonna drag a change x by minus 10 into the left arrow, duplicate it, and change it to positive 10 for the right arrow. So I'm gonna drag the cushion where I want it. Then I'm gonna re-drag out the go to XY, so that now it says where the cushion is right now. Now I'm gonna set the size really quickly to 50. Then I'm gonna re-drag out the go to XY. Okay, now we're gonna go to characters 2 and then drag out when green flag clicked, and then I'm gonna really quickly grab a forever and an if then, and then I'm gonna drag out touching sprite 2 and put it in the if then, and then I'm gonna drag out hide, and then I'm gonna drag out wait 1 second and change it to 0.4. And then I'm gonna put show. Perfect!
Hey guys, and today we're going to be making a 3/4 view eye blinking. So first, step 1. Alright, delete the scratch cat. Go on and delete him. And then we're going to hover over, choose a sprite, and click paint. Now we're going to be drawing a 3/4 view eye, and it's going to be brown-eyed. And so first we're going to set the color to black. We will draw a 3/4 view, so it's like 2 regular eyes, except the second one is at an angle. So it looks like he's looking almost sideways. So we're going to set the brush size to 6. Enlarge the stage. It'll be easier instead of a mouse. So first we're going to draw almost a circle, but yeah, like a little A. A little sideways A. And then we're going to draw another circle.
And then we're gonna draw the outside of the eye. And then we're gonna draw a little Y right there. We're gonna draw the shadow, the reflection. So we're gonna fill in the eye brown. It's gonna be a brownish color. So first we're gonna select the bucket tool and put the color to brown. We're gonna do a little dark brown for the base, and then we're gonna make it go lighter as it goes on. So first we're gonna color in both eyes with dark brown, a little dark brown, and then we're gonna go back and make it a lighter color. So we're gonna draw the little pupils. First we gotta erase it. So erase it. That's where the pupils are gonna be. And we're gonna we're gonna color that little spot right there a lighter brown, and then the rest is gonna be lighter. So we're gonna carefully erase it because we don't want to mess up the eye. Now we're gonna go to the bucket tool, and then we're gonna choose a light. Let's do this darker. And then we're gonna darken the side, and then we're gonna make this little gap right here. Where I erased, we're gonna make that a little bit in between the dark and the light. So we're gonna color that light, and then we're gonna color this one what the color here was used to be, like that color. Now we're gonna draw the pupils. So first we're gonna make it black, and then we're gonna draw little circles, little ovals. Now we're gonna make that wider a little bit. We have our finished eye, but we want it to be blinking. So we're gonna make a new, we're gonna select it and move it a little farther away. And then we're gonna select it, and then we're gonna make it a little bit more squashed, so it's 3/4 view. We're gonna fix some little things here. You're gonna take the eraser tool, and then we're gonna erase the top and bottom. A little squashed, and it looks like eyes closed, but we're not gonna do this in the same costume. We gotta make it, we have to duplicate it first so it doesn't ruin the first one. So we're gonna take the eraser, and then we're gonna erase both sides. And we're gonna make it a little bit bigger so it's easier. And then we're gonna go, yoop. Then we're gonna go down and erase the bottom too. Now we have a little closed squashed eye, but it looks funny because it doesn't have the eyelash. So we're gonna redraw that part. We're gonna take the brush, put the color to black, and then we're gonna draw the lines. So now he's squinting. Now we gotta redraw those parts. Now we're gonna make a new one, duplicate it again, and this time we're gonna erase it again. Zoop. Zoop. And now it's almost closed. And at the last one, he's gonna have his eyes closed fully, and you won't be able to see it anymore. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna put the lines. Now we're gonna duplicate it, and then this time we're gonna erase all of it until it's a line, the line left. And then we're gonna put little things like, you know, when you close your eyes, you have little wrinkles. So we're gonna do that right now. So we're gonna make that black so you can't see the burners. So his eyes are fully closed now. Now we're gonna put that, the little wrinkles around the eye. I might have to move this a little bit. Yeah, tilt it. So now we have 4 costumes. One is open all the way. The second is closed a little bit. And the third is almost closed. And the fourth is closed fully. Now, in part 2, we're going to make the code. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video. Hey guys, and today I'm going to show you how to place blocks in Minecraft Python. So first I'm going to open up my Minecraft launcher.
I'm gonna go to my IDLE. Just click play, and then I'm gonna go to my start.
See, Mondays, I just have 1 day for my field trips.
Okay, let's open up my documents file. And I'm going to start this server. Okay, now I'm gonna put like this, so there. Okay, now while we wait. Okay, now we know the server is starting. Alright, so it should be on. Okay, I'm on. So first, I'm gonna connect my Minecraft. And then MC equals Minecraft dot create Okay, now I know I'm connected. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it, without variables and with variables. So first, without variables. So MC dot set. Also, there's nothing around here, and around here is my spawn point. So I'm gonna set a block to 0, 0, 0, and block type is gonna be I'm gonna put my block type as TNT, maybe a redstone block or something. Hold on, I have a cheat sheet of these blocks numbers. So, okay, I'll do end portal frame. Okay, end portal frame is what I'm gonna do. Close it and click enter. And there is the end portal frame. And that's the first way to do it. Now I'm going to show you how to do it with variables. So I'm going to set the X to be 10. Y is going to be 20. And Z is gonna equal, I don't know, 20. Okay. Hold on, let me go to bed for that one. Okay. Now, enter. And mc.set block. And then we're gonna put X, Y. Oh wait, we forgot to add block type. So block type equals, and I'm gonna put, let me go to my cheat sheet. A dragon egg. So that's 122. And then mc dot set block X, Y, Z, and then block type. Close it and click enter. I'm gonna look up in the sky. I can't even see it. I'm just gonna put it at 0, 0, 0 because I can't see it. And there's your dragon egg. And that's how you place blocks in Minecraft Python with variables and without. Bye!